now tuned in to the Hideas, easily the highest motherfucking podcast on the web. We are live at the world famous Hideas photography compound, interviewing Logan Rose of Shine Bright Tees. How you doing, brother?
Hey there.
Oh no. My man.
I'm doing excellent, man. Thank you for having me. I know that it's been some time coming, and it's actually been some time. I honestly, I feel apologetic, to be honest with you, because I know you hit me up for a T-shirt with certain colors like months ago.
back when, bro, we actually, I think we got started at the same time, May 2018, right?
Yeah, about a year ago. Absolutely, man.
Look at that. And 1 year later.
I'm here.
Yeah. Always on time, never on schedule. Nasir Jones.
Love
it. It's that's A-okay, man. So tell me about your week. Like what you been up to? Like you've been making some crazy moves from the islands to downtown to like just like going on a world tour on these motherfuckers.
Yeah, well, it's really like a local tour, to be honest with you. So I did the Huron Lakefront Market about 2 weeks ago. Should I look at you or the camera?
No, either way.
Okay, because I feel more right looking at you than looking at that. Because I'm talking to you. I'm not talking to this.
Oh my goodness! We're going for honesty, not
perfect,
professionalism.
man.
I'm just checking the framing.
Just trying to express myself honestly. It makes me feel comfortable.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it makes me feel comfortable. But I did the Huron Lakefront Market last year. This is my second year doing it. Sold some tie-dyes there, sold some beach towels, sold some hats, sold some socks, like the clothing items that I make. That was an excellent time. I met a lot of really neat people. Okay. Doing events like that, it's kind of like serving, because I also serve. You just meet all sorts of people, because it's the general public. So I'm meeting like people of all different shapes and sizes, and it was swell, man. It went really well. It went better than last year. I did it for the first time last year after about making tie-dyes for like 2 months. I got.
So you went back with a little bit of experience.
Yes. Yes, I did, man. If you don't mind me like plugging businesses.
That's fine.
Leah of Gathering Grounds was the one that kind of put me onto it. So I'll kind of backtrack a little bit so this makes sense. I'll kind of like explain this story.
That's all right.
So I would go I moved from Columbus to Huron. I got a little bedroom apartment over there, and I love coffee, as you can see. I drink coffee all the time.
Support local.
Yeah, absolutely. This is Mr. Smith's coffee right here. I went to Mr. Smith's this morning instead of Gathering Grounds just because I was meeting somebody over in that area. Typically, I go to the Gathering Grounds. It's in Huron, so it just makes sense for me.
Right.
It's Boomtown Coffee, so it's the same town. It's not Boomtown Coffee. It's Crimson Cup Coffee, which is the same company that Boomtown has. It's the same like coffee brand from around to Columbus. But that's off topic.
Okay.
So I would go to Leah and like we would just talk about spiritualism. We would talk about, like books and about like ways to feel better and about empowerment and such and such. And this was when I started first making tie-dyes. And, my manager at work, Wendy, she told me, you should find out about the Huron Lakefront Market. This was last year. This was like around April, maybe March. I had no idea what the Huron Lakefront Market was.
Hey, shout out to the city of Huron. The city manager and the mayor showed Hideas some love recently.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Beautiful, man.
I took some photos of Nickel Plate Beach. Please keep going.
Love Nickel Plate. But, so I would go in there and talk to Leah, bits and pieces about that information. And then my manager, Wendy, told me I should go, find out about the Huron Lakefront Market. And I brought it up, the conversation, to Leah at Gathering Grounds, and she was like kind of enthusiastic and thrilled. She was like, "That's my baby, I'm actually in the process of developing that." And she's like, "Well, you want to try to sell your tie-dyes there?" And I said, "Absolutely. This is my very first event. This was last year, and this is the kind of stuff that put me on the ground, man. That got me more in motion." More in motion.
Put that gust of wind that one beneath your wings, and now you're soaring.
Oxygen to a fire, man. It's oxygen to a fire.
Okay.
And
shout out to the Grounds Coffee folks.
Dude, they're awesome.
Shout out to Leah.
Yeah, Leah's amazing over there, man. I'll get into some other stuff that she does to support the community, but where I'm going with this is that she had given me the application, and this was like almost right before the deadline was due, and it kind of worked out perfectly that I talked to her about that after my manager kind of, told me what the Huron Lakefront Market was, and then she explained more about it, and got in there that like last year, and then it was like my first trial run of, actually selling my artwork, selling the stuff that I do for a hobby and that I do for an expressional and a therapeutical cause, more of a business cause, because that's what it was for me. It was more of like therapy. It was more of like a way to heal and a way to, it was a way to express myself. That's why I call it Shine Bright, because, like we were kind of discussing earlier, we're, both in a dark place or have been in dark places, and you've got yourself out of there, and how do you do that? You beam, right? You be positive, you spread that light, you spread joy, you spread empowerment. Empowerment is crucial for me. Confidence is a huge thing for me.
You tell your people you can do it.
Yeah, man, absolutely. It being empowered is huge, and being confident is huge, because it gives you the courage, and it gives you the strength, and it gives you the momentum to push past those like holding tears that hold you back. That's not even real. They're not. They are real, but like they're tangible or intangible. I should say.
Barriers that people in society place upon themselves. Like we make rules out of vanity, bro. Out of vanity. It's
a strange thing, man.
That's true. I mean, like we just like kind of pull barriers out of thin air. Like, I can't do that. That'd be doing too much. What the fuck does that even mean?
Setting limitations.
Yes. And that hinders human progress sometimes. And it's okay. I mean, we're only human. We can't blame ourselves for like.
It's a learning experience, bro.
Yes,
it really is. It's like you're constantly learning and constantly adapting, constantly trying to move and progress forward.
But it's great people like you in the world with your entrepreneurship that's gonna show like the troubled youth or the people in dark spirals right now that there is an answer, and it doesn't need anything besides you and your dedication.
So to follow on that, man, the word opportunity, and I guess the ideal behind it and the idea behind opportunity has always kept me going. And possibility. Opportunity and possibility are endless. Those things do not stop. So I have this little sign like when I walk out of my house. It says, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, today's a gift. Then like that essentially like kind of embellishes that a little bit, that tomorrow, like yesterday's gone. Like that stuff's not there anymore. Tomorrow's not even here yet. Like if I'm trying to put myself into tomorrow, then am I really living in today? Am I really like being mindful? Or am I being mindful? Probably not. And that always kept me on. Like that kept me going in a dark time where I was not feeling the best of myself or the world. Where it was like, well, today may suck, but like it's always possible that things could change. And like that's like what kind of clinged me on for a bit, and that's what kind of held me grounded. This was years ago that like I guess that philosophy kept me going.
That's true. That's true, and it's powerful that it resonates years later.
Opportunity, man, it's endless. It like we never know what could happen. Like the smallest thing could change everything, and like. Say like the Huron Lakefront Market last year, that put me on, and then people kind of like saw my art and they knew who I was, and then little by little people messaging me, hey, can you make me a shirt for this festival? My buddy Garrett that I work with, he bought like 50 t-shirts off me last year, and he was like, and I was giving him like pretty decent deal, and he was like, just do whatever. He's like, make whatever, I don't care what you make, just make it dope. And like I was like, fuck yeah, I can do that shit. And so I just made all these different designs, all these different color schemes, and that's how that kind of progressed me furthermore into developing my artistry, was making all this different stuff and have no limitation. Like I don't really care what you do, just make something sweet. And then I get to hone in and focus and like try and make something dope.
All right.
Yeah,
man. That's powerful right there. Like, and like they trust your expertise too. Tell me about the tie-dye process. I mean, you have like some very innovative designs. I'm normally used to the whole like kind of bubble out the center like type of deal. This one, it looks like you got a V. It looks like you got a V going.
Yeah. So I'll stand up. I'll show you. So this is a V T-shirt. If you look at it, it comes to an angle right here. It's gonna be the same on the back. The T-shirt essentially is like it's folded in half, and then I fold it into itself. I draw a straight line up of it. I pleat along that, tie that off, tie it off, tie it off. Then you can put whatever colors you want. I decided to put orange straight in the middle, and then pink on both sides, and then purple off of the pink, and then blue off of the purple, and then orange off of the blue. Just kind of colors that I associate to myself, and they're colors that I like, and yeah, makes me feel good, man.
I like that. Yeah. I mean, like you get that, like you get a lot of personality, and it looks like there's a serious science in it. It might be this mimosa, but not an actual mimosa, kids. But anyways, but like I think I see people like where the orange
here.
Yeah, and the top orange part of the V. I think I see people like carrying baskets.
That's interesting, man. It's actually a Rorschach design on these, so people see all sorts of stuff. It's called I actually learned not this pattern. Well, I learned the V and the psychedelic mindscape off of a YouTube artist called Crispy. If you want to do tie dye and you want to learn, I'm an okay teacher. A great teacher is definitely going to be Crispy on YouTube. It's where I kind of got my start and where I got my obsession with this stuff. The way that Crispy, I don't even know this guy's name, is this YouTube's name's Crispy. The way that he described tie-dye was so pure and so like indulged, and he was like all about the crispness to it, literally, all about the color design, and this is where I learned this from, but the psychedelic mindscape is essentially this, but instead of bottle dyeing it, which is what this is, he ice dyes it. And ice dyeing is where you put ice cubes on top of a t-shirt, and then you like have to wear like this chemical mask, and then you get your colors, you dip your little teaspoon scoop into whatever colors you have. By the way, I have like 40 different colors right now.
Yeah.
So the goal is to be a fully customizable like company where people can choose their colors, their design, and their size. I make that T-shirt, give it to you.
Well, I feel really privileged that you got already let me do. Guys, I don't want to spoil the surprise, but like I actually got like a real. I can attest to the customizability of Shine Bright Tees greatly. Please keep going. My fault.
Thank you, man. Oh, you're good. You're good. I got this shirt here too, man. I'm definitely gonna pull this bad boy out so you guys can see. So Kevin hit me up and he wanted kind of like some Cavs colors, like a nice soft orange, a baby blue. I don't have baby blue. I have robin's egg blue. It's a very beautiful sky type blue and black. So I thought to do a spiral with orange, blue all around it, and then use a black spider effect because I just think it looks dope as shit. People say they like it. So, yeah, man.
Approved.
And I try to like be very controlled when I apply color. That way it's as intentful as possible because this thing's an intention thing. Tie-dye is intention. I had this
a crazy portal.
Yeah, it's infinity, man.
Fuck.
It's infinity. It goes this direction forever, and it spirals out forever.
That's a Hideas mindset.
It's infinite, shit. Man. It's supposed to be infinite.
Shit.
Yeah, man, this is yours.
Oh my god.
This is a gift, man. This is a gift.
Nah.
Yeah, man, just wear it, rock it, hope you love it. That's my goal, man. Like your reaction is great, man.
Thank you. Oh my god.
You getting the white tee off? You're gonna put on? Yes, please,
yes.
Man.
This is going on right now.
I take that home with me, wash it, tie dye it.
This shit is fire, bro. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need a couple more for the team, and I'm gonna need some. I'm gonna need some for the Hideas model. Hideas models to pose in.
It looks good, man.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
Those colors fit you too.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. Yeah, like this is Hideas all to the core.
I appreciate that, man. That means a lot. You say that,
bro. Thank you. But so Crispy, he had a large hand in your influence.
Huge.
Him and Leah. Like, what else? Like, really, like, kind of drew you towards towards Hideas.
Let me think about that, man. I think honestly, I feel just the colors. I feel just being able to express myself with colors was very beneficial for me, man. Very beneficial. I lost my mom a few years ago, and that shit crushed me. And it was rough, dude. It was really rough. And like, no, you're good. And she's in a much better place. She was in a lot of pain. So like, she's like, her physical body is no longer an ailment or pain. She's no longer like having those sensations, and now she's in a place of brilliant light. Right, so thank you, man. Thank you, and it's taken me a while to get that.
Sound like she had a huge positive influence on your life.
A lot.
She sound like my mom.
A lot, man. My mom was a very compassionate, loving, kind, giving human being by nature, and I feel like I was bequeathed that when I was born, and so. I've always expressed myself with, like, say, music. I've always been into music. You know, she taught me how to play. I got these little music moon notes. I started playing piano when I was 16. If you guys know me on there, like, if you ever heard me at, like, a music store, I play piano. I'm automatically drawn to it. If you had a piano right there, I probably wouldn't even be paying attention to this shit. My ADD would have me, like, on the piano, just, like, playing the keys.
That's all right.
I've always been about that, man. I played guitar for a bit, too. You know, so I've always expressed myself through music and a little bit with art. Like, I took art in high school, my freshman year, my sophomore year, my senior year, or junior year. I like art. I like, expressing and making stuff. I fell off for a bit out of high school, still played piano here and there, just being a dumb, teenager. You kind of get your head off topic and, like, away off the path for a bit. Now I'm back on it, thankfully. And, so I was making tie-dyes with a friend of mine, and it was such a good feeling. It kind of slows down time. You get into, like, a quote-unquote, like, a flow state. Like, say, like, if you play music or, like, you with your photography. I'm sure there's times where you don't even think about time. You kind of like where, like, a good conversation could go, where you're not worried about your phone, you're not worried about what's next. You're like
separated.
Man, you're in that moment.
Yeah, but that's what culture does for you.
It's awesome. I love it, and tie dye is like, so I was doing tie dyes, and like this was before I like even did Shine Bright, and they sucked. Like all the color would like rinse out. I was like using stuff from Walmart, and like I use Dharma Trading Company, by the way. If you ever want to do your own, definitely order off Dharma Trading Company. It's a professional tie-dyeing company that's been doing it since the late 60s, and they specialize with fabrics, techniques, tools, colors, you name it. Like they're the plug for tie-dyes. And this was before I like learned about that company. I learned that from Crispy, like the colors that he uses. And they were horrible, and I was like, man, I want to get good at this. Like, this made me feel so good, and like I like making all these different designs and colors. It was interesting, man. Like with painting is like you're taking what's here and you're taking your emotions and like how you feel. You're not really trying to do anything on a canvas. It's just you're trying to get your feelings out. You're trying to get your expression out. You're trying to get your energy. Per se, not even your energy, is you're getting your energy out. You're transferring that shit from here onto something else using your tool, your hands, and your mind, of course. And so I was looking up stuff on YouTube of how to get better, and that's where I found out about Crispy. And his videos were just so, like, mind-blowing. Like, the shit that he was doing was so on point. I was like, I'm going to learn how to do that. Like, that dude's dope. Like, he was making, like, these, like, a black hole where it was, like, black ring, rainbow, black ring, rainbow, black ring, rainbow, black ring, rainbow. And it was just like, what the fuck? And then he did another one, which was the psychedelic mindscape, which where you talking about earlier, you said you saw a face in this. So the reason behind that, I'll kind of break down the science for like as quick as I can. I know I'm talking really fast and moving along. Is a human face is symmetrical. You got 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, you got your ears, your eyebrows, it's symmetrical. So when you look at that mindscape, you'll see the same pattern on both sides, and to the brain, like, faces will emerge. Like, you'll see, oh, that's a face, oh, that's a face, oh, that's a face. Actually, like, I'll bring up some psychedelic mindscape patterns that it made where there's, like, multiple faces into it. Or I could just send you that later, that way I'm not dicking around.
Either or, my fault.
That way I'm not,
too deep
that way I'm not, like, fucking around on my phone here the entire time.
That's what Hideas is. We're a positive stream of consciousness. Please keep going.
Okay.
Wow.
What's up?
Like I just didn't know like tie dyeing like was so intricate and it's the same. It's the same exact thing. It was the same exact thing with photography for me. Okay, like I'm very familiar with familiar with a couple of creators myself. Frono's Photo, Tony and Chelsea Northrup, Manny Ortiz, Photo Me Ike.
These are different.
Different
photography businesses.
No, different. Different photographers or whatever that I followed on YouTube. You know, just because like when you really take an interest in something, like you find out just the depth of the culture that's available to you once like you become once you like go search for more of it. Wow.
So this is like one of the earlier ones I did where it's a psychedelic mindscape where it's the same thing on both sides. And it you can see faces in it, you can see different things. It's really like a Rorschach pattern where you
Can you airdrop this to me?
Yeah. Your mind will just make up what it sees, man. It's different for everybody. It really is.
That's raw. Yeah, I mean, it kind of like goes like one hand into another. But like continuing off that last segue. Yeah, I mean, and like I just figured out like there's a lot more to how to get your photographs to look better instead of just dragging and dropping off the browser. You want to import them just so like the file codec doesn't get messed up. You find out about these things called raw files, which are essentially digital negatives for photographs where you can edit and tweak them. And the best part about it is you realize as a photographer, you kind of make mistakes as you go along, and and improve upon them. It's nothing but trial and error. I definitely understand the frustration of trying to just use what's available to you. I had an entry level hand me down joint for 2 years or whatever. Before I was able to get a real pro body. With interchangeable lenses, and I say pro very loosely because I'm still using some pretty close to the bottom barrel piece of shit. I just got some nice lenses on it, and I know what I'm doing now, and I try and
you're developing.
Yes.
You're learning your craft. You're developing upon it.
Like Logan. Yeah, like Logan. I mean that T-shirt you showed me was similarly akin to squeezing water from a stone. It takes skill.
I like it, man. Thank you. It takes. I feel like it takes intention. It takes intention. And it takes time.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so the country's currently.
By the way, really quick, I like what you said about positive stream of consciousness. That's some godly type shit, dude. You said that earlier, and I was like, I kind of got taken aback from it. I was like, whoa. That is like, because I don't think we discussed that, like, your vision for this, and that is core.
Okay.
Positive stream of consciousness.
Thank you.
No, it's interesting, man. It's beautiful. It's very pure.
Thank you. To be honest with you, like, my views on the world as it is, and like what's beyond is, like, in one sense or another, while this is all beautiful, it's absolutely amazing. I'm thankful for it. I know at the same time it's temporary, and like my goals and my missions while I'm here, like, kind of supersede my personal feelings. I feel as if my day gets enriched, like when I strive to, like, you know, make someone feel better, like try to move people positively, because like I know like food is food, air is air, water is water, and the rest is mental. When it's all gone, like I know what's really gonna live is the love, the emotion, and the feelings, like shit you can't touch but you know is there.
Your spirit.
Objectivity, or like, you know, like being able to understand a presence without a vision. Without a visual, is akin to a vision. You know what I'm saying? It's something I truly believe. I do think that there is a high power, a God per se. I wouldn't put any symbol behind it. You know what I mean? God is love. God is beautiful. God is good. You know, and
everything.
Like, yes. And like I try to be careful with saying like symbolism, just because like I don't want to like create like any sort of like disagreement in the comment section or amongst the ideologists. You know what I mean?
I feel like people are free to express their, opinions on that, because that's a how do you call it, a sensitive subject, but it's a highly intriguing subject.
Right. But I mean, like when you get down to the brass tacks, what is it all really? It's just like a division, like a kind of a call to elitism. I don't do things a certain way that they do. It's different. That's pretty much the only thing. The only thing that like creates like conflict within society, in my opinion.
Can we take a pause of this?
Absolutely.
Sweet.
Dude, yeah, I mean,
coffee,
heavy.
water.
That gets heavy.
No, just coffee. No, I'd use the restroom. That's okay. Like, I'm totally open to talking about, sensitive stuff. Okay.
All right, awesome. And, cool. And we're back. You're now tuned in to Hideas, easily the highest motherfucking podcast on the web. All right. So, Log, damn, we got real deep there. Fuck.
A little bit.
All right.
I feel like we just kind of led that, like, naturally, just kind of.
That's pretty dope. So, tell me about growing up. You from the Huron, right?
No, I've only been living in Huron for about 2 years. I moved up there from Columbus.
From the bus.
Yeah, I only lived in Columbus for about a half a year. After my mom passed away, I moved down to Columbus with my sister, and she got me my job. Well, she didn't give me my job at Red Lobster. She gave me a place to live, and that's where I got my job at Red Lobster as a server. After about 6 months of saving up money, I then got a place up in Huron. Once I moved to Huron, I was in this big empty apartment, not really doing anything. I was reading a lot. I definitely read a lot of books, and I had my little, $20 acoustic guitar that I bought years ago that I was still kind of playing and writing music on. And I was trying to find stuff to do. I was trying to find stuff to fill in the time. I was really depressed at times. I was still miserable, still coping with the loss of my mom. And I was trying to find stuff to fill in the time. And that's when I got into tie-dyeing. I had a small little, tarp that I had on my floor. And I didn't have any buckets, any drip trays. I was using colors from Walmart. Like I was speaking about earlier, I kind of sucked at them. So I started looking up videos online of how they get better. That's when I, landed on Crispy's YouTube page, and that's really what got me into ordering Dharma colors, color expansion, color therapy, and it was a way to make me feel good. It really just enveloped my time. Like whenever I wasn't at Red Lobster or like trying to work out or like do something like in a positive way for my body, I was trying to do things like for a positive way for my mind and my spirit, and that's where I got into doing tie-dyes, and I was doing them all the time. Yeah, I was doing them all the time, man. I was trying to do different designs, different colors, like seeing what colors work good off each other. And it was so therapeutical for me. It was so beneficial for me in like one of the darkest and lowest times of my life. Because, I was really attached to my mom. Me and my mom were like, we were like this. My sister can even tell you that we had a strange and unique but special relationship that, that was my best friend. I was her best friend. And so making tie-dyes I was in my small little apartment over in Huron making tie-dyes, and I was trying to think of a name. People were like, oh, you should get a Facebook page, you should get, like a website. And I was trying to think of a name, and I was thinking of all these different ones, like Rose's tie-dye, and have like a rose, and, beach dye vibes or something. So I always loved going to the beach. The beach always made me feel good by myself. Place of like blue is a place of therapy. Like when you're by the water, naturally makes people more comforting. Blue is actually the most universally most light color is the color blue. It's very comforting. When you're in water, it makes you feel good. It kind of resembles...
Suck your south side.
Well, it kind of resembles this. I have nothing against south side. Nothing against south and north side. All sides are great. But
East side ambassador.
When you're in water, it kind of resembles the subconscious state of being in your mother's womb, which is where you have like the most love and the most giving, kind of energy getting put into you because you're being carried inside of a body and you're getting poor nutrients. That's why that's kind of related, but that's off topic. So I love the beach. I thought beach dye vibes. Then I thought about, Shine Bright tie-dyes. And at first it kind of sounded like, a girl Ashley that I work with, was like, it kind of sounds like a grandma name. I think that she was just fucking around with me, like just like joking. And I was like, I really like that name because Shine Bright is where you are feeling confident and you're feeling empowered and you're quote unquote beaming. It's where you feel good. And I'm a Leo. I'm a fixed sun sign. So I've always bowed to that God. The sun gives us our energy. The sun gives us our warmth. We feel great in the sunlight. We get the vitamin D from it. Everybody loves summer. The sun just makes people feel good, right? So I thought the name worked great. So I put Shine Bright Tie-Dyes as my name. This was about a year ago when he started following me. Yeah, man, this is where we kind of found out about each other. And then little by little, like I said, some people started supporting me. Obviously coworkers, friends, family, close friends, family.
Built by the community.
100%, man. 100%. I'd be nothing without those people putting that into me because I probably would have been broke and I probably would have went on to the next hobby. But it allowed me to keep developing my skill and to keep developing my artistry into that work. So then I did the Huron Lakefront Market last year. I did a pop-up shop out at It's Your Journey. It's Your Journey is a metaphysical shop out in Minnewaga. It's in between Huron and Vermilion. Beautiful people that work out there. They do like drum circles. They do meditation classes, Reiki sessions. I started going out there because I was getting into stones and stone therapy, and I needed a lot of self-love in my life. So like the owner, Susan, turned me on the rose quartz. She gave me a piece of rose quartz. I put a lot of love into it, put it on my mom's gravesite. I bought a new piece of rose quartz. I had that stone at my house. Sometimes I bring it to work. I put it in people's palms. Hey, hold that for a bit. Pink is the color of self-love. And that's why I threw pink next to my favorite color, which is orange, followed by my second favorite color, which is purple. Purple, is purple your favorite color?
My favorite color is blue. It's
Blue?
neon blue.
Electric blue. Love it, man. I love it. And blue is a comforting color. Purple is a color of royalty, imagination, fantasy. Orange is a color of confidence and brightness. It's making you feel a certain way from colors, man. That's where I was getting with. That's where I was like getting. That's where I am getting with this. Is getting into a state where I can fully customize colors based on what people want, whether it's lime green and hot pink, dark purple, dark blue, light blue, and gold. You know, fully customizing colors because, you know, when people put on clothes, they feel a certain way. You know, it could be neutral, it could be, you know, expressional. It makes you feel a certain way. Yellow can make you feel bright. Pink can make you feel loving.
You kind of indoctrinate that mood that you associate with that color.
100%.
It's fucking lit.
100%.
Mr. Rose, like on God, I've never known that there was like there was that much nuance and there was that much nuance and intricacy to like tie-dye, and like I'm actually like hearing parallels between that and the editing process, like with photography. Color science.
It is color science. Thank you. It's like it's feeling like a certain vibration. It's feeling a certain mood. It's feeling a certain type of way. It's the way that you can express yourself. You know, now I'm not trying to be funny, but like say people who wear all black might be in a very dark state of mind, so they express themselves to the outside world wearing all black. Somebody who's
wear black like every other day.
Now say somebody who it's a neutral color. It could be a neutral color where you stick with browns, tans, golds. You had a white T-shirt on. You had tan khakis, so it's a neutral state of color or state of mind. And people who wear like say rainbow, they're very bright, festive, you know, joyous people. You know, right. That's their color scheme. People who wear like say blues or oranges are very cool. They're very relaxed. It's a very like beachy state color, you know, like all these colors have all these different vibes and expressions behind them, and I just get super obsessed with it. I get like really into that shit, man.
And you stay busy too.
Oh yeah.
Tell me what you got down the pipeline.
So I gotta kind of like tell you about the places that I'm like the place where I'm gonna be.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'll be doing a pop-up shop out at It's Your Journey. Those are some of the earlier people that kind of supported me and put me on. Like I said, they're a metaphysics shop. I'll be out there on July 20th. They're going to be having a clearance sale that day as well, too. If you like anything from stones, tarot cards, books, incense, tapestries, homemade candles. It's a really...
Things that are good for the soul.
It really is so good for the soul, man. People go there to heal. People go there to, you know, connect. It is a beautiful place, man. That's where I went there like for healing purposes. I was finding different stones and, you know, rose quartz and amethyst and tiger's eye. I was finding all these things to regain momentum from a dark place, right? To regain my speed. And I'll be out there on July 20th. Like I said, they're having a clearance sale. I'll be making a ton of chakra shirts for that event. Chakras are I think it's religion. It's like your energy points in your body.
Right.
They believe that it streams a certain energy, which is your manifestation of consciousness.
Kind of reminds me of Naruto.
Yeah, I've never really watched Naruto, but I feel like that makes sense in a way.
I'm one of those jerks that like to watch anime.
That's not being a jerk, man. That's not being a jerk. You like what you like, man. I used to watch Dragon Ball Z growing up. I was like 6 years old, like fucking Trunks, slicing up Frieza. Yeah, I know about it, man.
Okay, pimp shit.
I love Dragon Ball Z. I watched another one called like Dot Hack back in the day. But yeah, I'll be out there on July 20th. On August 2nd and August 3rd, I'll be at the Berlin Heights Basket Festival. I actually am going to the library today to fill out my application for Toledo Pride. Sandusky Pride was an amazing event for me. I met a lot of really open-minded, positive, and loving people at this event. I think
to the LGBTQ community.
The LGBTQ community is lit as fuck. They are positive, loving, open, expression, comfortable type people, and that's kind of where I vibe towards, is places like that. And they were awesome. I mean, the music was great there. The culture was phenomenal. They had great food. I was set up to some really sweet vendors. I got some homemade soap. Right across from me, they had a CBD oil station. I had a lady making homemade beads. Her and her husband were doing it for like 9 years. This is all they do, is they make beads. They're called the bead people. Next to me was a girl named Crystal who makes different stones and rings and jewelry. So a lot of expression. A lot of people just creating. A lot of people just giving their own creative expression and setting up, which I truly enjoyed that. It's good shit. It was just good vibes. It was really good vibes, man. Like when I went back to work, my manager was like, "Hey, how was it?" And I was like, "It was good vibes, like all around." Other than when the haters came, there was like some people that were protesting, and those people can get bent. Like,
That's sad.
yeah, I mean, they were just like trying to, preach like just a small circle of what they're about instead of accepting. They were not accepting. That's what it is. They were trying to conform a certain ideal and not accept any other ideals, which is like very backwards. I feel like what Jesus stood for. I'm not a theologist or a religious person anyway, so don't criticize or like don't critique me so bad on what I say about this. It's just something I've learned over the day.
Fucking turf war in the comments.
I just know Jesus probably preached love and acceptance of like all people, not only these people are gonna get into the sacred haven of light. Like, what the fuck was that? Like, and they're like, "Oh, your Jesus is the wrong Jesus." I think that motherfucker had that shit backwards.
Nah.
I think that motherfucker had that shit backwards. That his Jesus or his ideas was the wrong ideas. All I saw was somebody who didn't accept themselves and didn't accept other people.
And tried to push that on.
And tried to conform that and push that on other people. And it was like, it was really neat that Robin Hundale, the one that was like 546 Studios, she was like, had her Pride speakers, kind of like not preaching, but teaching love over that and acceptance over their hate. Was like, remain cool, remain calm, be yourself. And people were like beeping their car horns at them, trying to get them the fuck out of there. Because they were taking this positive, beautiful event for many people and just like trying to take a quiet fart on it. That's all that was. That's all that was, dude. And not even a quiet, like, not even a silent but deadly fart. Like, it was a type of fart, like, didn't make any noise, no sound. Like, that's all they were. Like, they were just fucking white noise, man, to this miraculous event that was happening. So, back to the LGBT event, the Pride. I actually have my bracelet on right now. I am definitely going to try to go to Toledo Pride. I mean, I think that it'd be a wonderful event to get myself back out there. But it was such an opening place for myself that I felt really comfortable there. I felt very comfortable in my skin. I felt very, welcome to where I was. And that's why I want to go back. So I'll be hopefully doing that. I have a pop-up shop in September at Gathering Grounds. Shout out to Gathering Grounds. Leah has definitely put me on the map. She's definitely kind of, influenced me and pushing me forward and giving me business ideas and just keeping me going, just keeping me like, focused, I could say. She's always been an inspiration. Because like I said, we just talked about like stones and chakras and like
money, clothes, hoes, God, and history all in the same sentence.
What is it?
We talked money, clothes, hoes, God, and history all in the same sentence.
Something like that. And I'll be going out to Leah at Gathering Grounds on September 7th, and I think that's probably going to be my only 3 events this year. It's going to be the pop-up shop, the Berlin Basket Festival. I'll be doing the Toledo Pride, hopefully, and then I'll be doing the pop-up shop. I might be doing a small business day at Lighthouse Nutrition over in Huron. They have like the Herbalife stuff. Other than that, man, I'll be hooking up with a couple local businesses, trying to make T-shirts for their crew.
You definitely got the Hideas news team's business, brother. I'm very thankful to have you over today. Now, is there anything that you want to leave with the ideologist, or is there any further gems you want to leave us? Like, what's the number one takeaway from the day?
Be yourself. Be your fucking self. Don't worry about what all of this is trying to come in to affect your tempo here. Express yourself in whatever it is. Make sure it's authentic. Make sure it's you. Make sure you feel comfortable doing it. Make sure you feel empowered doing it. Make sure it feels good for yourself. And if it's helping people and it's benefiting people, then even fucking better. That shit's going to escalate and probably ripple throughout community faster than you think. I was doing tie-dyes as a way of therapy about a year and a half ago. Now I'm developing a small business and I'm talking with entrepreneurs and small businesses and developing a name for myself. And I'm also being able to donate money and give back to food banks. And the first time I did an event, I gave some money to the Corso Family Raids. And it's a way, like, now I'm finally being able to become like a philanthropist. That's like long-term goal is being able to take all the money that you make by being rich and give it the fuck away. Give it to people. You can't leave with it. Take people out to eat. Bring them a coffee. Give.
Yeah.
Be grateful. Be grateful for people. I'm blessed to be here. This is crazy. This is crazy special. I couldn't have, this is my first podcast, so that's awesome. But just be yourself. Be yourself and be authentic to your nature and be confident in your own skin. And if tie-dyes are going to help you do that, or taking pictures and being a photographer is going to help you do that, or if writing music is going to help you do that, if being a poet is going to help you do that, if volunteering at dog shelters or other places are going to help you do that, then do that. Do that shit. Because
it takes nothing but what's already in you to shine bright onto the world. What to Mr. Logan, and shout out to the United States House of Representatives for trying to provide care for those and great entrepreneurs like Mr. Rose for trying to provide care for immigrants in the United States. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming by today.
I can't wait to come back, man. This was great.
Definitely gonna do a part 2, and we're gonna talk about some tie-dyes for the Hideas girls. Now, I wanted to get a drop before we close out today.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
You're now tuned in to Hideas, easily the highest motherfucking podcast on the web. Do you hear me?
You want to repeat after me?
Yeah.
Dibs? Yeah. No. Say the tagline. My fault.
How do I say it? Say it again?
You are now tuned in to Hideas.
You are now tuned in to Hideas.
Easily
the highest
motherfucking podcast on the web.
Motherfucking podcast on the web.
Do you hear me?
Do you hear me?
Alright, cool.
39 minutes.
That's excellent, man.
That's actually like one of the more lengthier ones. Like, we had a really introspective conversation, and yeah, I did get kind of left of field, and I apologize about that.
That's okay, man. You've been smoking the honey stick.
Yeah.
I know how it goes on the honey stick, man.
That's why
I understand this, man. We might take a boomer at some point, and then we just go way out there.
No saying. All right. We're on mic still. You want to talk shit real quick before I cut off?
Anybody that gives me a follow, Shine Bright Tie Dyes is my Facebook link, Instagram. If you have any questions, please hit my message log. I will answer any questions. I'm open to speaking about anything. I'm a pretty open individual about that. It doesn't even have to be about tie dyes. You can just say, hi, hey, how's your day? And I'll ask you, how's your day?
Period.
Maybe we get coffee. I don't know.
Period. Links in bio, fuckers.